Good evening, football fans. Big Al back again on this Tuesday, September 23rd, 2025, and welcome to the Week 5 College Football Rankings. I normally do this on Mondays, but I've had a busy week. So, sorry for being so late with these. We're about to get into them now. The latest AP and AFCA coaches polls for week number 5. Like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Ring the bell and get notified every time I go live. And here we go with the Week 5 AP Top 25 College Football Poll. No change at the top with the Ohio State Buckeyes retaining the number 1 spot. 3-0 record, 1,629 points, and 52 first place votes. No game for the Buckeyes last week, but they're back on the field in a potential trap game at Washington. Up 2 spots to number 2 are the Miami Hurricanes. 4-0 record, 1,479 points, and 7 first place votes. The Hurricanes crushed Florida their last time out 26-7, and they are off this week. As a result of the Hurricanes moving up, the Penn State Nittany Lions and the LSU Tigers both slipped a spot. Penn State is down to number 3 with a 3-0 record and 1,460 points, plus 5 first place votes. They were off last week, but they're back at it against the Oregon Ducks, and I'll tell you where they landed shortly. Meanwhile, the LSU Tigers fell a spot to number 4. 4-0 record and 1,433 points. They blew away Southeast Louisiana 56-10. And this week they will visit Oxford to play Ole Miss. No change for the Georgia Bulldogs, staying at number 5. 3-0 record, 1,420 points. They were also off in week 4, but they're back at it this week against Alabama. Also holding steady at number 6 are the Oregon Ducks. 4-0 record, 1,404 points, and 1 first place vote. They crushed Oregon State 41-7 last week, and now they have a strong test at number 3, Penn State. Up 4 spots to number 7, the Oklahoma Sooners. 4-0 record, 1,194 points, and 1 first place vote. They defeated then number 22 Auburn 24-17, and the Sooners are off this week. Slipping a spot to number 8 are the Florida State Seminoles. 3-0 record, 1,183 points. They blasted Kent State 66-10. They open ACC play on Saturday at Virginia. Actually, this game is Friday. Sorry about that. The Texas A&M Aggies are up 1 spot to number 9. 3-0 record, 1,072 points. They were also off, but they're back in action hosting Auburn. Dropping 2 spots to number 10 are the Texas Longhorns. 3-1 record, 1,057 points. They pitched a shutout against Sam Houston, 55-0. And this week they are off as well. So you got a lot of ranked teams off, especially in the top 10. Biggest jump in the AP poll are the Indiana Hoosiers, up 8 spots to number 11. 4-0 record, 990 points. They bombed Illinois 63-10, and this week they visit Iowa. Anna's back in the house. What's up? Up 5 spots to number 12 are the Texas Tech Red Raiders. 4-0 record, 890 points. They blew away then 16th ranked Utah 34-10, and they are off this week. Holding steady at number 13, the Ole Miss Running Rebels. 4-0 record, 843 points. They beat Tulane 45-10, and this week they host 4th ranked LSU in a big game in the SEC. Down 2 spots to number 14 are the Iowa State Cyclones. 4-0 record, 779 points. They were off this week. They will play the Arizona Wildcats up there in Ames, Iowa. Holding steady at number 15 are the Tennessee Volunteers. 3-1 record, 635 points. They dismantled UAB or rather 56-24, and this week they visit Mississippi State. Up 2 spots to number 16, you've got the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets, 4-0 record, 598 points. They defeated Temple 45-24, and this week they are at Wake Forest. Dropping 3 spots to number 17 are the Alabama Crimson Tide. 2-1 record, 595 points. They were off in week 4. They're back at it at number 5 Georgia. What should be the game of the week in the SEC? Speaking of the SEC, up 2 spots to number 18, the Vanderbilt Commodores. 4-0 record, 546 points. They hammered Georgia State 70-21, and this week they host Utah State in another non-conference game. Up 2 spots to number 19 are the Michigan Wolverines. 3-1 record, 458 points. They won at Nebraska 30-27, and they are off this week. Moving up 3 spots to number 20 are the Missouri Tigers. 4-0 record, 452 points. They defeated South Carolina 29-20, and this week they'll play a non-conference game against Massachusetts. Up 4 spots to number 21, the USC Trojans. 4-0 record, 264 points. They beat Michigan State in a rather tight affair, 45-31. This week they are at Illinois, and we'll tell you where Illinois is right after number 22, which is the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. They're up 2 spots from last week. 1-2 record, 219 points. They won 56-30 at Purdue for their first win of the season. They'll look to keep it going this week at Arkansas. All right. The biggest drop in the AP poll this week is the Illinois Fighting Illini, down 14 spots to number 23. 3-1 record, 145 points. They were hammered at Indiana last week, 63-10, and they have another tough test against number 21 USC. You have 2 newcomers into the AP poll. First, you have the TCU Horned Frogs in at number 24. 3-0 record, 138 points. They defeated SMU 35-24. And next up is a Friday game at Arizona State. And the BYU Cougars enter at number 25. 3-0 record, 131 points. They defeated East Carolina 34-13. They continue their road trip into Boulder this week against Coach Prime and Colorado. Others receiving votes include the Auburn Tigers, who dropped from the rankings previously at number 22, now getting 122 points. The Mississippi State Bulldogs with 102. The South Florida Bulls with 77. Then you got the Utah Utes, previously 16th in the polls. They dropped to 45 points. The Arizona State Sun Devils with 30. Memphis Tigers and Louisville Cardinals each with 23. Maryland Terrapins with 6. Both the UNLV Running Rebels and the UCF Knights have 3 points. And the North Texas Mean Green with 2 points. So that's the latest AP poll. Now let's jump over to the AFCA Coaches Poll for week number 5. And there is no change with the top 3 teams, as Ohio State, Penn State, and Georgia remain 1, 2, and 3. Ohio State is 3-0 with 1,667 points and 61 first-place votes. Penn State is number 2 at 3-0 and 1,552 points and 3 first-place votes. And then Georgia is number 3 with a 3-0 record and 1,497 points. In fact, there is no change with the top 7 in the coaches poll. LSU remains at number 4, 4-0 record, 1,458 points. Oregon stays at 5, 4-0 record, 1,442 points, and 1 first place vote. The Miami Hurricanes remain number 6, 4-0 record, 1,399 points, and 1 first place vote. And Texas stays at number 7, 3-1 record, 1,209 points. Up 1 spot to number 8, the Florida State Seminoles, 3-0 record, 1,100 points. Number 9, also up a spot, are Texas A&M, 3-0 record, 1,043 points. Moving up 2 spots to number 10, Oklahoma, 4-0 record, 1,024 points. Ole Miss remains at number 11, 4-0 record, 996 points. Then up 5 spots to number 12 for the biggest jump in the coaches poll, Indiana, 4-0 record, 915 points. Staying at number 13 is Iowa State, 4-0 record, 870 points. Moving up 2 spots to number 14 is Texas Tech, 4-0 and 807 points. Staying at 15, Tennessee, 3-1 record, 715 points. Down 2 spots to number 16 is Alabama, 2-1 record, 649 points. Up 2 spots to number 17 is Georgia Tech, 4-0 record, 558 points. Also up 2 spots to number 19 is Michigan, 3-1 record, 469 points. Up 3 spots to number 19 is Missouri, 4-0 record, 433 points. Number 20, also up 3 spots, is Vanderbilt, 4-0 record, 417 points. Holding steady at number 21 is Notre Dame, 1-2 with 261 points. USC enters the coaches poll at number 22. They're the first of 3 newcomers this week. They are 4-0 with 249 points. Illinois, also the biggest drop in the coaches poll, tumbling 15 spots to number 23. 3-1 record, 214 points. And the last 2 teams are both newcomers. BYU is at number 24, 3-0 record, 185 points. And number 25 is TCU, 3-0 record, 112 points. Others receiving votes include Arizona State at 104, Utah, previously 18th in the coaches poll, down to 99 points. Louisville with 67, Mississippi State 57, Memphis 55. Auburn, previously ranked at number 25, sits at 48 points. South Florida 32, Washington 19, Navy 17, Maryland 10, Kansas 6, Houston and Syracuse with 4 each, Tulane, UNLV, and Nebraska with 3, North Texas with 2, and Iowa with 1. By the way, the other team that fell from the coaches poll was South Carolina, previously at number 24. And that's a look at your Week 5 college football rankings. Next up is the Week 5 college football television schedule and the announcers for every game coming up this weekend. That is next, so stay tuned. In the meantime, like, comment, and subscribe to my channel, ring the bell, and get notified every time I go live. Big Al signing off. Thanks for watching, and enjoy the pigskin. Peace out.